Welcome back to part 3 of the Kingdom of Kubala. Let's go. So we left off with Hagar and Shulamite both sort of vanishing and there being a period of relative peace in Jean and Nino's household. During this era, I would say most of Jean's blog posts were directed towards people back in Zimbabwe, where she is from. She is always, unfortunately, beefing with the Zimbabwean community. She has said some extremely out-of-pocket things about Zimbabwe and its relationship with Ghana, which, as we can probably tell, is just a projection of the relationship that she has with Nino. So again, this is where we hear a little bit more about Nino's desire to start the Black Monarchy, or what he calls the Kingdom of Kubala, or the Kingdom in the North, which was what they were calling it back then. This is where we start to see a lot of artwork from Jean. She begins to write these posts explaining their doctrines. And I will leave her blog up here so you guys can go and read it for yourself. It's wild. During this era, Jean gets pregnant and she has another baby. After the baby is born, she mentions that Nino has left the house. He has moved out. He's living in his own bachelor pad, which apparently is the norm in polygamous society. If you have had, as a wife has had a child, you can expect your husband to, for the period that you're healing, go and stay somewhere else. He will be interacting with one of his other wives until you are healed or past that postnatal period. So after the birth of this child, when Jean was by herself, I believe Nino was kind of spoiling her. He was very much lavishing a lot of gifts upon her. She posted a lot of pictures of her just like flaunting money like a rapper, like on a bed with loads of £50 and £20 notes around her, posting pictures of gifts, of bags, of date nights that they would go on. And she overall seemed quite happy with their arrangement. Now, it turns out that Nino was not in another property by himself. He was in another property with Hagar. Hagar was still around. Jean found this out and she crashed out. And I believe that is where her decline really starts. One thing that's really important to know about Jean is that she has a very unhealthy obsession with Meghan Markle. Yep, that Meghan Markle. She is completely obsessed with her. She actually hates the woman. She cannot stand the fact that she married into the royal family. She cannot stand the fact that she is mixed race. She cannot stand the fact that she was speaking up about her depression, her anxiety, her experience within the royal family. I feel like the story of a Black princess really triggered Jean because, as we know, this is the story and the personality and the background that she was trying to portray for herself. So during this postnatal era where she's posting her pictures of cash and the dates that she's going on with Kofi and how wonderful her life is, she posts that she is reading a book documenting Harry and Meghan's love story. This book triggers the hell out of her, and what we get is post after post after post after post on her blog about Meghan Markle and how she just hates her. She hates the woman. One thing I have to say, when people hate Meghan Markle, it's strong. Like, there is such vitriol there that it's concerning. Now, I think that one of the reasons she was spiraling so hard is because Kofi wasn't paying her no mind. Kofi was posted up elsewhere with Hagar in one of the service departments that he used to sublet, and was living his life. And she was at home taking care of the children, taking care of a brand new baby, and knowing he used to send he used to send her pictures and be like, don't get mad, triggering the hell out of her. Now, some of her posts actually gain a bit of traction, and if you know anything about the people who are fans of the royals, they're very serious and they're very extreme, and the people who hated Meghan loved hearing this rhetoric coming from a Black woman directed towards Meghan. So Jean's head was getting a little bit big. Like, she was getting some traffic. She was I believe she was in communication with Samantha Markle, which is Meghan's sister, who, that strange sister who doesn't like her and is always talking to the press. Yeah, that one. It seems that Kofi's arrangement with Hagar ends, and it seems that he then moves back in with Jean, because again, there is a lot more of the rituals, a lot more of dressing up in the white linen, a lot of references to the Northern Kingdom, Sabbath dinners, a lot of ceremonies involving all of the children as well. So this is like just when COVID was starting, and Jean mentions that she's going to start homeschooling her children, which isn't something that surprised me. I believe it's something that she was doing before as well. She talks about homeschooling her children, and the posts about Meghan Markle continue. Sadly, during lockdown, Jean's dad in Zimbabwe passes away, and this 100% is the spark that just lights the whole lockdown era up. It goes left from here, people. Her obsession with Meghan Markle seems to intensify. She believes that Meghan Markle is copying her. She begins to post side-by-sides of her and Meghan Markle, similarities in the clothes that they're wearing, similarities in the way that they are standing. I believe there was one time Kofi gifted her a Cartier bracelet, apparently, and it turns out that Harry later gifts Meghan a Cartier bracelet. But in Jean's mind, Meghan is copying her because Kofi gave her the bracelet before Harry gave Meghan the bracelet. It starts going really down a dark, strange path, and her posts become very erratic and very concerning. She begins to say that she has a book deal with Samantha Markle, and that she has a personal relationship with Meghan Markle's dad. I don't believe any of that is true. I believe that maybe through some of her hateful blog posts regarding Meghan, I believe that maybe she did have initially some contact, or it may have been like a comment or a DM from, Samantha or Meghan's dad. But I don't believe that they had this amazing working relationship that Jean would portray. She said that they were writing a book to expose Meghan, which